Hello and welcome everyone. We're so excited to be here with you today. This amazing time as Venus is in the final days of her underworld journey, being hidden in the light of the sun, about to rise into the evening sky, the western evening sky after the sun sets, and where she will stay for the months to come. And so today we're going to be talking about this amazing alchemical magical Venus cycle, just overall. So I know some of you are familiar with the Venus cycle, but some of you are not. So we're going to kind of do a little introduction to the whole Venus cycle, how it works, how to work with it. And then we're going to talk about highlights of this upcoming evening star phase that's starting, here in mid-February, depending upon where you live, your horizon line, but we're going to explain and lean into all of that. I'm Sheridan Semple. If you don't know me, and I'm here with Kaylin K. Castell of Venus Alchemy, and we're just like happy to have you be here now or listening later. So thank you for spending your time with us.
So we always like to start with an invocation. And because as Venus is rising into the evening sky, her technical rise into the evening sky, we'll share more about that, is on the day of an annular solar eclipse. And she's with the North Node. She's rising up into this amazing portal. So this is just a way to honor this, the cycle, Venus, and the energy of the Aries Pisces goddess entering the portal. So, oh, wondrous and wise universal mother protector, guardian of the gateway to total transformation. Thank you for guiding me to wisely use my immense power and courageous strength, deepening my transcendent inner knowing and empathic sensitivity to what is needed now as I travel through this portal into a whole new world. Thank you for encouraging me to balance dreaming and inspired action, co-creating with great mystery to craft a more beautiful, loving, caring, kind, considerate, and just world. Thank you for guiding me to commit to healthy forms of selfless service to the divine while remembering to fiercely nurture myself in the process. And thank you for inspiring me to lovingly embrace life in all its dimensions through the power of the water element, enhancing my ability to dream, and through the power of the fire element, enhancing my ability to act decisively, expressing as personal, Aries, and impersonal, Pisces, seeking a true balance between them both. It is done, it is so, and so it is. Blessed be.
Mm, thank you. So beautiful. Um, all right, so just today we're going to be sharing about the Venus cycle, just what it is, how it works, how to work with it. We're going to talk about the highlights of the upcoming evening star phase, and then we'll have time for Q&A at the end. If you have questions as we're going along, feel free to put them in the chat and we can answer them in real time as we go. And also, I see, Jill, that you're having issues with camera permissions. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but you could always like send us a request to like come on camera, and I'll see if that's something I can one of us can give permission for on our end, or feel free to explain more or listening while you go. Okay, perfect. Great. All right, so Venus in the sky is an exploration of the divine feminine through the many archetypes and phases of the Venus cycle, right? Venus, she is the divine feminine, the sacred feminine principle. She represents that. She's not limited to being just about romance or relationships or beauty, values, or money. And her symbol certainly isn't a hand mirror, right? So that's something that I've like come across quite a few times, that this symbol, the symbol of the feminine, the symbol for Venus, is like the hand mirror, that essentially like Aphrodite is looking at and admiring herself in. But really, what the symbol is the circle of spirit over the cross of matter, right? That's what the divine feminine represents, which the old image, the old symbol of Mars was just this symbol flipped the other direction. So it was the cross of matter over the circle of spirit. So this is so much more than a hand mirror, and Venus is so much more than these kind of limited ideas. So Venus is the sacred feminine archetype, the goddess in all of her forms, from Aphrodite to Kali, from Inanna to Sekhmet, from Hecate to Venus, moving from Aries to Pisces and around the entire zodiac again. All of the energies, all the incarnations. So, following the Venus cycle is an initiatory journey with the divine feminine, right? It's a path of attunement, learning to trust your intuition, work with the wisdom of the earth and sky, and reclaim your innate feminine power. Sorry, I just got distracted by something there. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. And um, through a ceremonial relationship with Venus, right? Interacting with the Venus cycle, with Venus soon to be in the evening sky, you reconnect with ancestral ways of knowing, right? Clear and activate the chakras and participate consciously in the rebirth of the sacred feminine, both within yourself and in service to all of life. So here you can see in this image, here's Venus in the evening sky from a photo that I took. And we'll learn more about this, but this is the pattern that Venus makes through the sky every 8 years. And obviously, Kaylin, if you have anything, just jump in at
You're doing
any time.
great. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so the Venus cycle begins and ends. This is how it starts and ends when Venus rises before the sun in the eastern dawn sky as morning star. So that's the very beginning of the cycle. And just before that happens is the end of the previous cycle. So we've been through that now. And now we're about to move into this evening star time. So the Venus cycle has these four phases: the morning star, where she's in that eastern dawn sky; the underworld, where she is right now, where she's so close to the sun that she's not visible, traveling behind the sun; evening star, where she's about to get far enough away from the sun that we'll be able to see her in the western dusk sky after the sun sets. And then finally, the metamorphic underworld, when she passes between us and the sun, and we can't see her again for a much shorter amount of time. And then she rises into the morning sky, and we start the new cycle again. The meta goddess, the overarching goddess, divine feminine energy for the entire cycle, all four of those phases, is the zodiac sign that Venus rises in as morning star. So in March of 2025, all the way through till October of 2026, right? This is the cycle that we're in. The meta goddess is the Aries Pisces meta goddess because she rose in Aries for some of us and rose in Pisces for others of us. So we all saw her in these two different signs. So this blending, this intersection between Aries and Pisces is the overarching meta goddess for this cycle that we are currently in.
I
And so
just want
here's,
to add something
yeah,
really quick, and that is
please.
that one of the things I'm aware of, because as Venus rises into the evening sky, as she's ascending from the underworld, we'll probably share more about that in a moment. But she is not that easy to see. You have to have a very low horizon line. You have to look in the red glow of the sunset and you can see her. And I have seen her as she's rising 10 degrees from the sun. So this is the technical rise. But this is the reason the ancients did not start the Venus cycle with the evening star rise, one of the reasons, because she's not very visible. But when she rises up as morning star, she's very close to the earth. She's super bright and you cannot miss her. So this is just something to have in your awareness, and that it takes her, she rises up very fast in the morning sky and she rises up very slowly in the evening sky. So just a couple of little details there.
Yeah, thank you. So here's just some visuals so you can kind of get a sense of what this is, right? Here's this morning star time. Here's Venus rising in the east ahead of the sun. Here's an actual picture that I took of Venus in the morning sky. And that phase of the cycle lasts roughly 8 months. Every cycle is a little different. And then here's the underworld where we are right now, where Venus is on the other side of the sun from us, so we can't see her. And this lasts for about 2 to 3 months. Again, it varies every cycle, but she's about to move far enough away from the sun, like Kaylin was saying, that we'll be able to barely start seeing her. And over time, she'll become more and more visible.
And in this cycle, she's been with the sun for 83 days. She'll be when she rises up, the technical number of days is 83 days for her to be with the sun. So almost 90 days.
Yeah,
A
almost on the.
longer time. Sometimes it's a lot shorter. So
And then here we are with this evening star phase, which is what we're about to come to. So here's Venus in the sky, in the western sky after the sun has set. And here's an image I took of Venus in the evening star time, just so you can kind of see how lovely and beautiful Venus is. And then finally, we have this short, fast, metamorphic underworld where, it can be just mere days when Venus passes between us and the sun and we can't see her. And then she will rise into the morning sky and start a new cycle again.
And in this cycle, she
Yeah.
was conjunct the sun, and the next day was visible for some people. Not everybody was able to see her, but and that was in the Aries, the sign of Aries, that she was being visible. And then for most people, it was Pisces. And so we decided, this is the first time we've ever done this. We decided that it was a blend of the Aries Pisces energy, and the other clue for that was the fact that Saturn and Neptune were doing the dance between Aries and Pisces. And it's like, of course, Venus is doing that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're revisioning right along with you. Okay, so that's how the cycle. So we're just going to kind of put it all together here so you just have one little visual of it all. Morning star time, and this is the descent. We'll talk about this next. Then we have this underworld time where Venus is on the other side of the sun. Then we have this evening star time, which is the ascent. Again, we'll talk about that in a moment. And this metamorphic world time where underworld where Venus is between us and the sun, and then she rises into the morning star and the cycle begins once again. Just putting all the pieces together here for you. So the Venus cycle and celestial mythology, right? This is how we're interacting with the Venus cycle at Venus Alchemy. So the ancient Sumerian myth of Inanna's descent describes the Venus cycle. This is the first written story, written myth in quotation marks that we have in the whole entire world. So just think about that for a second. Let that settle that the first written story we have on the earth is about the Venus cycle told through the myth of the goddess Inanna. So it follows the entire Venus cycle. This story is a cosmological explanation of how the Venus cycle works. Venus is literally Inanna. Inanna is Venus. And it's a journey through these gates and the chakras. So I'm going to explain that just a little bit more here. So here you may have even kind of seen some of these images. Here is this story of Inanna on these ancient clay tablets in this cuneiform writing from Sumer. So this dates back to, the 2500 of BCE. You may have seen this image. This is an image of Inanna, the goddess, aka Venus. And in the myth of Inanna, she passes through seven gates as she descends into, right, the morning star time and later ascends from out of the underworld, right? So the underworld where we are right now, Venus is about to ascend out of the underworld and then go back through these seven gates that she went down through to get to the underworld. So on the descent, the morning star time, she's removing a ceremonial vestment. I think of it as like a power piece at each gate. She's releasing the blocks to her authentic power. And on the ascent, she reclaims those vestments, those spiritual sacred pieces, returning changed and empowered. So in the story, these gates correspond to the monthly Moon Venus meetings or conjunctions, if you're familiar with that term, where the Moon and Venus come together each month, and that's the gates that Inanna Venus goes through. So the descent is during the morning star phase, and the ascent is during the evening star phase, which is what we are about to begin. So together they map a cycle of surrender, transformation, and reclamation of power, right? It's an alchemical, transformative journey that we too can consciously connect with and go through with Inanna, with Venus, with the goddess. So each month, the crescent moon meets with Venus, and these refer to the chakras. So here's just a couple images of the moon meeting with Venus in the morning sky and the moon meeting with Venus in the evening sky time.
And the way you can know the difference is that the morning star moon, crescent moon looks like a C. And the evening star crescent moon is the opposite of that. So they're shaped in opposite directions. So if you see a photo of Venus and the moon, or you see the photo of the moon and you see which way the crescent moon is facing, then you know whether it's waning or waxing.
Because the crescent is facing the sun, right? So here's the eastern sky facing the sunrise, and here the crescent's facing the sun, the western sky, the sunset. At least for us here in the northern hemisphere, but we won't go like crazy down that wormhole and make that confusing. So here's just a photo I took of the morning star Venus with the moon low on the horizon Venus. There's that crescent moon. And then an evening star Venus with the moon, the crescent, and there's Venus. It's just one of the most spectacular sights that you can see in the sky. So I just wanted to give you like a couple visuals if it's something that you're not familiar with tracking or have just seen a few times. It's just one of those things that just like stops you in your tracks and you're like, oh my gosh. So it's very special. We can see why our first written story is literally about this meeting and this, what you see in the sky here. So right now, Venus is in her underworld journey, which is what we've shared about, right? And this is where we are until in the Venus cycle until around February 17th. Again, like Halen shared, it's varied for each of us, our location, our horizon line, but generally speaking, we'll say Venus rises into the evening sky on February 17th when she becomes 10 degrees away from the sun. So give or take, depending upon where you are. So right now she's hidden in the light of the sun Venus undergoes an alchemical transformation of death and rebirth into her wiser self. And we're coming to the end of this time, this particular part of the cycle of dying to the old parts of us so we can reclaim and be rebirthed into our authentic, wiser selves and reclaim our power at each chakra as we rise up with the moon and Venus in the evening sky. So I showed this picture before, but Venus creates this five petal rose pentagram as she moves through the sky. So this pentagram, the pentagram, has long been associated with the divine feminine, the goddess, protection, magic, and the five elements. To the Egyptians and the ancient Celts, the pentagram represented an underground womb, right, where we are reborn. So every 8 years, Venus creates this pattern through the sky over and over again. So she's in this, Aries, Pisces. This is like where each of these morning star pieces are, placements of the sky. And
And
then
she
here,
and she's slowly moving over time. So she'll be
mm,
in different signs. Over 1,200 and some years, every point of the pentagram will be in every season, every seasonal sign possible. So it takes a while. It's usually in a sign for at least 104 years, sometimes only 96, sometimes 112, but we could say average is about 104 years in a sign. So that's why we're in this Aries Pisces transformation as well, is because that she's starting to make that shift.
yes, and Eileen wrote, OMG, another February 17th happening. Yes, exactly, right? On the day of the solar eclipse, new moon, which Kaylin's going to share about here in just a little bit. So, in just a moment. So, here's just one more image I wanted to show that shows how Venus and the Earth moving around the sun, this dance of the Earth and Venus around the sun creates this five petaled rose pentagram. I just think it's so incredibly beautiful. I'm just going to let it roll through one more time and then we'll move on.
And this is literally a speeded up version. And you can do this for Mars, you can do this for other planets to see what they create. But Venus is the only one that creates this five-petaled, five-pointed star in the sky.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and Frankie's asking from the sun's point of view, actually from the Earth point of view, it makes this because it's where she rises in the morning star time from our view. Great question. And Michelle wrote an imperfect pentagram, not exactly 72 degrees. Yeah, but keeps rotating as it's shifting. All right. And so now Kaylin's going to take us through.
The highlights of this upcoming evening star phase, and oh wow.
Oh,
So, I
wow.
mean, when this cycle started, it was like nothing we'd ever seen before, and back in March of 2025. And and it continues to just keep wowing us. Yeah, so this is an image of, we could say, on February 17th is the technical rise of Venus into the evening sky. It happens to be an annular solar eclipse, creating a ring of fire. It's also the starting of the year of the fire horse. Now, this can only happen every 60 years that the fire horse comes around. The horse will come around every 12 years, but it's going to be in a different element. It just so happens to be the fire horse this time around. So the fact that it's an annular solar eclipse, a ring of fire with a fire horse. So here's an image of Venus riding the fire horse in through the portal. It's like this is like an amazing portal. In addition to all of that, Venus is conjunct the North Node, having already met the North Node 3 times in 2025. The first time was when it was still in the Leo cycle, and then the next 2 times were when it moved into the Pisces Aries cycle. And then this is the fourth time, and it's not common for Venus to conjunct the North Node this many times. It's only because it was retrograde in Aries back to Pisces, back to Aries, that it made the three conjunctions last year, and then and then we have this one happening on February 17th. Like, okay, that was just like a whole other thing. And if we think about the North Node being the directional destiny, divine destiny point, it's like the divine feminine rising up through this portal of the eclipse and the fire horse riding the fire horse and with the North Node, it's like a whole new destiny, a whole new way for the divine feminine to be experienced. Now, this is for everyone because we all have the feminine within us, whether we're women or men, or not even identifying as a gender, whatever it might be, we all have this within us. So, as Venus is merging into the night sky in a rare eclipse portal that will last until March 3rd, that includes a North Node alignment and Mercury occultation that happens on the next day. Venus is ascending from the underworld, reclaiming her fiery compassion for herself and all life. Pretty cool.
Hmm.
Now, somehow I just had to share this. I just found this like less than a week ago in my notes from when I was writing in my journal back in 1977. Like, oh, I was writing about because I grew up with horses. I have this horse thing, and I had to leave that after I graduated from high school and went to college, and I had to leave the horse life behind. So I was writing about this from that perspective, and basically riding the fire horse is an Aries Pisces perspective. Aries moving fast and free, and Pisces feeling pure love and joy. So this is what I wrote. If you've ridden a horse at a fast gallop, you know the feeling of exhilaration. To see the ground being devoured beneath the feet of a powerful animal, muscles move effortlessly in response to the call of the wind. It's a feeling so high you feel as if you are racing the wind, with the wind dancing about you and your horse. The wind playing in your horse's mane, surrounding your body, dancing in your hair as it whips behind you, so free. The pounding hooves keep rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe, and the earth beneath is but a blur, interrupted by hooves striking the ground, only to send you further and further away from wherever from wherever it was you were. Okay, feeling high, oh so high, feeling your body move in time with the rhythm of those powerful muscles. It's poetry and motion. To feel how it feels, very Pisces, to feel how it feels. So free and so high. We are free to gallop through the universe, touching all that we can, but not to linger. Always moving on, moving away from what we once were into what we are finding ourselves in that ultimate goal, experiencing all the love and joy life has to offer. I can
You
hardly,
wrote that in high school?
I wrote that when I was 21.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Look at you, you've just been a writer all your life. Amazing.
Yes. All right. So we have Venus rising up on the day of the eclipse, all that stuff happening. Then on February 18th, Venus is going to meet with the moon, the crescent moon, for the first gate. Just whoa. It's like it usually doesn't happen quite that fast. Now they're going to meet really early in the day, so by that night, you're going to see Venus above the moon. I mean, below the moon on the western horizon, you're going to see Venus below the moon. Venus will be above, the moon will be above. And if you can see Venus, you can probably see the crescent moon. And if you can't see you should probably be able to see the crescent moon, but you might not be able to see Venus. So that's, but you'll know that they're there. You'll know that that's what's happening. And so again, with a low horizon line, I think I'm going to have to hike a hill to get to a lower horizon line to be able to see that. But anyway, and then also the best place you're going to see it, like you're going to want to look in the red glow of the sunset. Look for that little bright light. It's like a little bright dot in the red glow of the sunset to be able to see that. And uh, and then on February 19th, the moon is I'm sorry, on the 18th, the moon is going to occult Mercury, I'll share more about that in a little bit. And then on the 19th, the moon is going to be with Neptune and Saturn. Now we won't see Neptune because it's not visible to the naked eye, but we will see Saturn. So these days after Venus has risen are just amazing. And this is all happening because Saturn and Neptune are at zero Aries. They make their exact conjunction on the 20th, but they're going to be so, so close. So being able to even just go see Saturn and open to receive the downloads that the moon is helping to transmit from Neptune and Saturn will be spectacular.
And one of the cool things about this is if you can see the crescent moon, then it helps you to orient where Venus is in the sky for you because it's a wide horizon line that Venus can travel like the sun does. So this can help you see where in that red glow you have the best shot of seeing Venus as opposed to just like scanning your whole horizon line, and that can be hard to find, you know?
So having the crescent moon there is going to be helpful. So even if you can't see it, you can know that Venus is probably just pretty below, like pretty much directly below the moon, the crescent moon. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. Now on the 18th, the moon is going to occult Mercury. So it's just the stack up of events, one right after the other. It's like such a powerful time, such a powerful energy. This occultation, meaning covering and uncovering, it's like an eclipse. So it's like we have the eclipse of the annular solar eclipse. Most of us won't see because you have to be in Antarctica to see it, but we'll still have the experience of it. And then this moon occultation. It's going to be visible in Arizona, New Mexico. Sheridan and I will maybe get to see it because that's where we are, Arizona and New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia. Everyone else will just see a very close conjunction of that crescent moon with Mercury. And then we could say a 36-year-old, 36 hour old, very thin crescent moon will move in front of Mercury in the western sky or move beside Mercury in the western sky. And they're saying binoculars are recommended for a clearer view as this occultation occurs in bright twilight. And again, this is amplifying the energy of everything that has been going on. And Mercury being the messenger. So, what are the messages that we can open to receive at this time with first the eclipse, then the occultation the very next day, which is activating those kind of eclipses and occultations are amplifying energies, opening portals, creating opportunities for us to move into a whole new way of being.
And an occultation, I mean, like an eclipse, is so cool to see. You're just like, oh my gosh, it just the moon just swallows up the planet and then it like comes out the other side. Often not where you even think it's going to come out. It's like,
It's
whoa, it's so cool.
Yeah, and again, if you can't see the occultation, you will see the moon very close to Mercury, and Mercury is one of the harder planets to actually see. So that crescent moon will be right there with Mercury on the night of the 18th. Some we could say, some people have never seen Mercury. And we could say if we want to test people, we could say, I'll go out and find Mercury because even though it's technically in the evening sky or the morning sky, it's not as bright as Venus, so it's much harder to see. So these are just what we can look at early February, which is what we're talking about now. Venus, they're showing it on the horizon, so it's really not visible. Mercury's just above it. Then as we get to February 19th, Mercury is much higher. Venus is just above the horizon now. And then late February, Venus is a little higher above, according to Earth sky. So this is just to give you a sense in how they're all connected to Saturn. And they're getting, actually, you can see by late February how close Venus and Mercury are getting to Saturn as compared to at the beginning of the month. Okay, so another thing that's really remarkable about this cycle is that on March 20th, we'll have the second Venus moon conjunction. That just so happens to be the day of the um, equinox. and it will be the sacral chakra gate. So what we can see here is in the night, about 6:15 p.m. So it'll still, it's going to be somewhat dark or getting dark around that time. You can see the moon will be above Venus, but the exact conjunction's happening at 2:41 a.m. And the sun enters Aries about 5 hours later. So it's within that window because we really look at the chakra gate windows as being a 3 day window: the day before the exact conjunction, the day of the exact conjunction, and the day after the exact conjunction. And this is happening at 17 Aries for that Venus moon conjunction, just as the sun is getting ready to move into Aries and catch up to Saturn, to Neptune and Saturn. So that just we could say Saturn Neptune conjunction with the Sun at near the zero Aries point. The Saturn's actually has moved to 4 degrees Aries, but with them at the early degrees of Aries is a very powerful activation that's taking place because the Sun is the planet that provides light and life for us. So what is it is going to be doing for Saturn and Neptune? Something to tune into.
Mm. You can see how Venus and the moon have now moved beyond Saturn here by
Yep.
March. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you for that. Now, another notable feature of this evening star journey is that there are going to be 3 occultations of the moon over Venus. Now, they won't always necessarily be visible where you are, but that will mean you will see a very close conjunction of the crescent moon with Venus in the evening sky. And so the first one's going to be June 17th at the throat chakra gate, the second one at the on September 14th at the soul star chakra gate, which is the a chakra, it's the eighth gate, and the ascension gate that we often look at. And then October 12th, when Venus is retrograde, and 5 days before she's entering the metamorphic underworld, there's going to be another Venus moon occultation. So this is an image here that shows how the moon is it's passing over Venus, and it's and how there's the light of Venus is on one side and then the light of Venus is on the other side after it completes its passing.
Mm. Amazing. So, Venus Alchemy, we are all about, we're dedicated to inspiring everyone who feels called to engage this 19-month sacred journey of Venus as a ceremonial initiatory rite of passage with the divine feminine, right? Working with the Venus cycle as a ceremonial journey. We are inspired to share the power of ceremonially reenacting this Venus initiation, both personally and collectively, as many of our ancestors did in their own way. We are passionate about empowering the divine feminine within each of us, called by the goddess in both our personal lives and the world at large, right? We were talking about this before we even started, like how we're so psyched that that's part of our whole mission is to like reclaim and empower the divine feminine. So we offer an initiatory journey in real time through the entire Venus cycle, guided by what we were talking about, that ancient Sumerian telling of the goddess Inanna. So this Aries, Pisces, Venus, meta goddess, this evening star journey is just about to begin, and we'd love to have you join us as we engage in ceremony with the ancient ways of honoring the Venus cycle, tune in to Venus as the evening star, reclaim our rightful power within each of our chakras. We'll start at the root and move up through all of the chakras and deepen our connection with the divine feminine. It's a journey with a supportive and fun community. It's all about supporting the re-enlivening of the divine feminine returning into our world. So, we're honored to share this powerful alchemical ceremonial journey with anyone who feels called to join us. So you can learn more at that link, which I will put in the email for with the replay as well, but just venusalchemy.com, Aries Pisces evening star 2026.
It'll
So
also be in the show notes.
yes. And we've extended the early registration special to February 11th. So the special rate is 240 for the whole evening star time, which is regularly 300. And there are payment plans available. And we will be starting our first class at the root chakra on February 13th. So that's a week from Friday.
Yeah, then it happens to be Friday the 13th, which is Venus's day, and 13 is a lucky number, even though it's kind of gotten a bad rap over more recent times, but but it was the day for the goddess, and many ancient cultures really recognized that as a day to celebrate Venus, to celebrate Freya, to celebrate the goddess. And there was something else I wanted to say. Maybe it'll come back.
Well, this is what we have to share with you today. And so now we have time just for like questions, answers, sharing, whatever
And
you
I
want to
remember what I
ask.
wanted to say now is that is there's 8 classes, live classes. If you can't join us live, there's the replay. And there's lots of bonus content that we offer too.
Yes, more than you could ever even watch. I'll put the link here in the chat too, in case you're interested or just want to like learn more about what the Evening Star journey is like. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to keep asking in the chat. But you're welcome to raise your little avatar hand, which is down in the bottom in your toolbar. There's a little raise hand. Or if that is feels too challenging, you're welcome just to like unmute and jump right in. Let us know what you want to ask or share. We do. That's a great question. So, yes, we see the whole class as being a ceremony where we teach about what's happening currently at that gate, but we do a full, like guided meditation exploration all together. So, depending upon how you define rituals, which you're welcome to like come on and ask more specifically, my answer is yes. I don't know, Kaylin, if
Yeah, I
you have.
agree.
Okay, yeah.
And part of it is that we also encourage you and help you know how to go out and look where to look for Venus and the moon. And that is part of the ceremony. So we can't do that in the class, but we can show star maps and we can give people the that process. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, there's a guided exploration is what I would call it that we do during at the end of the class to like set our intentions for this part of the cycle, what we're reclaiming at the different chakras, as well as kind of working through like pieces, parts of how we can like get in our own way and how we can help move ourselves forward. Uh, Beyond just setting intentions, I would say, which anybody's welcome to jump in that's been in our classes who wants to share anything as well. But
For me, it was really helpful. I wasn't expecting to get as much out of the class. I came up with no expectations, but it really helps you, especially we did the morning class, the descent portion, and it really kind of just helps you embody in your own life some of the things that you need to get rid of and shed, and it was amazing to be guided through that with all the content that you do have in the class, because it really does open up and make you aware of a lot more things that are going on in the universe. And this is a collective thing that we're all going through at the same time. And so it's nice to have other women that and men that are going through this to help identify what portions that we're leaving behind. And so I'm really looking forward to this class to start picking up those things that are, like you said, you're transforming and you're reclaiming and you're rebirthing. And so, yeah, really looking forward to it. So thank you.
Excited to have you joining us, Dawn.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And then Kathleen, can you talk about the bundle of the Morning Star and Evening Star? So if you choose to do that, you'll get access to everything we've done in the Morning Star time. So it's all been recorded, it's all still there for you. And then in real time, you'll have access to all the new classes and things that we're doing for this Evening Star time. Past cycles, there's so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Laura. And Kaylin, if you know, obviously, if you want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
add anything.
Yeah. So
And then Kathleen, let me know if that answers your question.
also just so you know, this will be our that we started this in 2014. So Tammy and I did it for the first few years. Sheridan and I, we're going into our fifth year of doing this. So, we just learn so much every time ourselves. I just get so lit up and excited about everything that we're able to share with all of you about what's going on, and each cycle is unique and amazing. And I have to say, I've never seen anything like this. Also, just another piece is that it was February 17th, 1775, when Venus rose into the evening sky. There was no eclipse that at that time, and it was Venus was with the south node, but like 5 degrees away from the south node. So it wasn't with the north, like even with the south node as close as it is like precisely with the north node on this rising 251 years later.
Hmm, amazing. Yes. Frederick, please. You can unmute yourself or I can add. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Hello.
Hello.
Beautiful, incredible presentation.
Thank you.
Very well organized. It really felt like it was inducting me into a deeper understanding than all of this, and I love that. And so, would you just address, well, first of all, I have two kind of like withholds, if you will. One is, oh, it's online. Wouldn't it be great in person? I mean, of course. But, and the second is like, I notice I'm one of the few, maybe only males on this. And you said in passing, it's relevant for men too, but is it?
Yes.
Okay, talk about
And
that.
I will say, I make my husband join us for the
Okay.
classes. And he loves it. He's been doing it for many years now.
Okay,
One of my
that's
sons
cool. I
does it
like that.
also, and then we have other men. I think Jeffrey I saw was on. I don't know if he's still on, but
Mm,
um, so who's been with us since the beginning as
nice.
well. So
Nice.
yeah, and we tend to uh, I mean, one of the things I've always thought would be fun to do would be to get feedback about how we could make it more accessible for men because
Mm.
we're women.
That's
Do our
right.
best. We do our best, but yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Good. And how about the online piece?
So something I feel I get that we have people from all over the world, so we are infusing this energy all over the world.
Mm,
We
mm,
have people in New Zealand, in Australia, in the UK, in European countries,
mm.
and I mean, and other places too that I'm not thinking of right now. But we just have
Yeah.
people all over the world. So when we come together, we amplify the whatever our personal intention is. We amplify. The other thing we can do, and we do, is we have conversation connection through conversation groups at the end for people who want to stay and connect with people more personally.
Mm.
And it's still on Zoom, but
Okay.
but we can reach a far wider audience by
Sure.
having it
Sure.
on Zoom
Mhm.
as a result. And also, the more people that are involved, it's like amplified by n squared. So if you have 100 people, it's like having 100,000 people. It's
Mhm.
the power of the intentional field that we're creating.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your questions. And it's on our radar, and we talk about it all the time of doing an in-person event, but we haven't gotten there
We
yet.
have
So,
made some plans and then discarded them for various reasons.
yes, exactly. But at some point that will happen. It's something that we really want to do. And Carrie asked, do you connect the meditation to tarot cards related to Venus? No, I do not. But if you join us, I would love for you to like feel free to bring that in because I think that would be really amazing and interesting. But tarot cards are definitely not my specialty. So yeah.
But we do recommend like for each Venus gate, and I have done this in the past before we started Venus Alchemy. For each gate, I would pull a tarot card and then journal about what I got as it related to that particular gate. So that is a practice that you can do on your own. And then if you want to share with us, we'd love that.
Yes, I've done that as well, but I don't feel like
I'm not
educated
a,
to
yeah,
speak to it. Yeah.
not my
Um,
expertise.
and then also Nina's asking you, Kaylin, you said you haven't seen anything like this before. Could you say a bit more about what makes this so special beyond the sign change itself?
Yeah, so when Venus rose up in March, she was she made that really fast transition for some people. Again, you had to have a low horizon line and be in the right place, maybe the right latitude or longitude or something on the planet for that to be able to see that. So that started it out for us to be able and to see it's not just Aries and it's not just Pisces, but it's Aries Pisces to bring those two things together. So we started out with that, which is a whole new thing for us. And then now we have Venus rising into the evening sky with an eclipse with the North Node, exact with the North Node. That I've never seen that happen before, with all these other things that we just mentioned taking place. And so it's rare. And again, it's this Venus cycle happening on the exact days it's happened in 1775, 251 years ago. And that's just something that I'm just seeing is there's a pattern of Venus, a 251-year pattern for it to come back to an exactness of where it was before. And I had not really fully realized that until this cycle. So it's just like these new insights and new ideas and new downloads of information coming through is just lights me up. Yeah.
Mary, I see what you wrote, but I don't know what
Cartouche?
cartouche reader is. If you want to share what that is, I'd love to learn. Does anyone else have any questions or anything that they want to share?
And thank you to everyone who's already shared. Really appreciate it.
Yes. Hieroglyphs. Oh, interesting. Cool. Thanks. Oh, thanks. Awesome. Thanks, Kathleen. Yay, we're so excited to have you. Yeah. And reach out if you have any questions at any time about anything.
Yeah,
Welcome, Christina. Yeah.
yeah. We're
All right.
passionate about this, obviously, and we love it.
Yes. Well, it's just made such a huge difference in our own lives. And,
Yeah.
I just feel so much more connected, clear. The classes are scheduled to be 90 minutes. And then with the connection groups at the end, which are optional, if you want to stay, then that's usually like an extra 15, 20 minutes or so thereabouts. Welcome. Yeah. Thank you, Don. We're excited to have you. All right, last call for any questions or sharing. Is there anything? A burning desire? Oracle of Ancient
Oh,
Egyptian Magic cards. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, did someone
yeah.
just say?
No, yeah. I'm
Hi,
curious
Alicia.
is it possible to rewatch this? Because I'm in the middle of working and I kind of
Yep.
like zone in and out and like
Yep, absolutely. When we finish, as soon as the Zoom finishes rendering, which takes various times, I will send out an email with a link where you can watch the recording as well as I'll put a PDF of the slides in there as well. So you can revisit it as much as you want. Um, are there any technical aspects of the star patterns and mythological teachings? I'm not sure I understand. And are they technical aspects? I'm not sure I understand your question, Benita. Unless, Kaylin, do you understand?
I'm not sure I understand either. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
there Venus is the five-pointed star. I have her right behind me. There and there's certain patterns, and we will talk more about this as we go through the classes. There's certain patterns that happen so many days before the Venus station's retrograde, or so, or how long Venus is retrograde before she goes into the underworld, and so many patterns that are connected to it. A lot of patterns around 5 and 8. 5 times 8 is 40. There's a Venus return at 40. 40 days, Venus technically or typically Venus is retrograde for about 40 days. I mean, lots and lots of patterns that we have talked about in the past and we'll probably talk about again as we go forward.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, it's Sunset here. Um, so yeah, I was just curious if it's going to be more technical astrology. I have been studying that for quite a while and have done a little bit of study about the gates of Inanna and all that stuff, also connected to the yoni and the feminine gates. So I was just trying to get like, where is it going? Is it
Well, a
like really
good deep.
technical and stuff, or is it more mythology and stuff like that?
So what I
Yeah. So
shared
it's
was some technical stuff in this presentation, and we do a
Uh-huh.
lot of that. We include that. We don't want to be all technical, but we definitely
Right.
include technical. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a nice
Yeah.
blend and
Yeah.
stories and
Yeah.
the whole thing of Ereshkigal
Ereshkigal.
and Anna Ereshkigal.
Yeah.
I never can say it. Cool. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. I follow you, obviously. Well, not obviously, on YouTube and those things. So,
Oh,
and
cool.
your newsletter. So, thank you so much. I
Thank
will
you, Benita. And that
dive
dovetails in.
deeper.
Oops, sorry. I thought you'd
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
that's yeah.
Oh.
Lag. It's going all the way across the ocean.
Yeah, which is a really great question because it dovetails into what Orion asked, right? That this class, I think, really spans both. That beginners will get things out of it, and some of it will feel too technical and maybe over your head, but
Uh-huh.
there's
That's when you
plenty of,
begin learning.
yeah, you'll be like learning, and each month you'll understand more, but it's really just about like what speaks to you. But there's a lot of like really concrete, practical information of what you can work with now, what you can do, your intentions, all of that. And then for someone like Benita, who has more technical experience, that your needs will be met on that level as well. So it really spans both realms. Um,
Okay, cool.
What
yeah.
we really like to do is give people a way to begin to connect to the night sky, to Venus, to what's happening and how to work with it in a way that's conscious, in a way that's enlivening and life-changing,
Yeah.
literally very life-changing for so many. And so if if you're just beginning, you'll get a lot out of it, and
Mm-hmm.
some of it might be over your head.
Yeah.
And that's
So
okay
it
because then if you come back and join us
you
again,
learn.
the next time you'll get
So
it.
this is you're doing the continuation of the 8-year cycle, basically, since she had her peak or whatever a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, well, she was with the sun
Yeah.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago. So that's the center point of the evening star. I mean, the underworld part of the cycle before she becomes an evening star. But the cycle is about 19 months, and so there's usually eight Venus moon gates in the morning sky and 8 Venus moon gates in the evening sky. And those are the ones we center the classes around. But we also give
Cool.
information about other underworld times and how to work with that. So, yeah.
Oh, very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your questions.
And
Hi,
Zita.
Zita.
Everybody.
Hi.
I just want to say I don't remember without looking at my calendar, but I know I've been taking the morning and the evening classes from Sheridan before you got here, when Tammy
Mhm.
was doing them with Kaylin. And I initially signed up because I wanted the Venus information to help me with the work that I was doing as a wedding officiant, because I was, working with couples for at least a year and getting their love stories, and I could see Venus interactions through all of these, and it helped me convey the why they fell in love, and so that it made the ceremony unique to them. But as time went on, and I had to give all of that up because my husband got Alzheimer's and got very ill, and I chose to care for him at home. And um, that being part of the Venus classes was an unexpected gift.
Mhm.
And I don't know that it would have been as much of a gift had I not already been in the classes prior, so that I had an understanding of a pattern, not complete by any means, but I had this understanding of why people getting together. And then when my husband got sick and we went through all those the years and he died, my whole concept of what was happening with the connection, that connection through Venus, it it, it helped me navigate the spiritual part of a grief journey. I never expected that, but that
Mhm.
I will be forever grateful.
Oh,
Wow.
and we're so grateful you shared that with us. Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel I want to have tears. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my gosh.
Well,
All right.
I think we
Yeah,
might
go ahead.
be.
Oh, hey, I have a
Yeah,
quick question.
please.
Um,
Yes.
so this amazing thing of Venus conjuncting the North Node, so like at a high level, is it sort of our life purpose to love? And during that time, we're going to meet a lot of our like soul tribe or loves from I don't know. Like, is there kind of a quick takeaway of what to expect with that kind of energy?
I think it's going to be different for different people depending on what cycles of initiation you happen to be in yourself personally, where you are in your own journey. Uh, I don't know that we can speak to it like, and also because Venus is more than just about love. Venus, and when we look
Well,
at her
yeah,
Aries
money and
aspect,
stuff too.
the
Yeah.
way she loves is she protects people. She's fierce and she's there for people. So there might be different ways we could look at love. It wouldn't necessarily be so much about a partnership or a love romantic
Yeah.
relationship. No,
Yeah.
so it just depends on so many
hmm
factors.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I get it. Yeah. It's relating to people, it's m money, finances. Yeah, all that.
it's
Yeah.
way more than
Yeah.
that though,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Venus is, I mean, she's brilliant. When she's in Aquarius, she's which where I think she might be today as we're doing this. It's like having the innovative, being able to see things from a cosmic perspective and create uh, possibilities that change our reality into a better reality, into a better way of being. So there's so many different ways Venus can express beyond love and money and values and the things that she's typically associated with.
And I'll just add in that we look at Venus as being the entirety of the divine feminine, the feminine energy herself. And so Venus rising, being with the North Node at this eclipse portal is like I think there's, Kaylin and I don't tend to be like predictive astrologers. We're more about what's the opportunity of the energy so that we can more consciously interact and work with it. And I would say the opportunity at that point is that I mean, I don't know if I don't want to be, I feel like it's dramatic to say this, but I think this is it. It's like the North Node, our destiny, the divine feminine. We're rising into the evening star, the wisdom time of the cycle. It's our destiny to keep stepping into and empowering the divine feminine as we're moving forward. And that this particular evening star time and rise is very like potent for that intention and that energy and where we're going.
And I love that Benita said, fierce love is in women rising up for the people, speaking truth to power. And that is so Aries and also Pisces because it's about having the compassion to be able to do that for those. And then Dawn saying both Venus and Mars traveling with the sun through the underworld this time, balancing the masculine and feminine. And that's so true because they entered the underworld around the same time. Mars is going to be there a little bit longer into March, but they met with the sun exact, and that hadn't happened in uh, 32 years that they met with the sun exact in Capricorn. They meet with the sun exact every 6.5 years, but but not in the same sign. So it takes 32 years for it to come back. So that's another factor of the which we covered in another. Maybe we should put that video also on the page with this one, Sheridan,
Mm.
that we did back in early January or around the Venus Mars
Of the underworld
underworld
class.
Venus Mars.
Yep. Yeah, I could put that in there.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. Alicia, does that
Yeah.
answer your
Yeah.
question? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I on in addition, we've got Neptune that just went into Aries. So that's like that all spells, right? And I've got Neptune in the first house. I've got Pisces, Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Chiron, and part of Fortune. I don't know anyone more Pisces than me. So, I mean, I got Libra rising, Libra moon. So my chart rulers ruled by Venus, and then Venus and Jupiter conjunct in the seventh house, right on my descendant. So I'm super lucky with people, but I'm super random too. And because I'm all Pisces, I'm all mutable, and yeah, it's, ah, it's wild. I feel like a fish that's trying to, ride a bicycle. Sometimes it's hard. But yeah, anyways, all the spiritual people, all us Pisces, Neptune people, we're on fire, right? We're here to rise and
And I have confessed this before, but I will confess I am a Pisces sun with Venus and Aries. So I have lived Pisces Aries my whole life, and I have Neptune opposite my Venus in Aries. So I I've like added even more Piscean energy to my Venus. So
uh-huh.
sometimes it got drowned out a bit, but I've come into greater strength of my Aries part of myself in the recent years. So yeah, totally get that.
Wow. I'd love to. Maybe we could exchange charts. I'd love to see yours. Let's compare who's more
Yeah, sure.
Neptune. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, Benita, that's so nice. You are my people. Yeah, you are
Yay.
our people for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our soul tribe. Our,
Yeah.
yeah, our
Exactly.
spiritual soul tribe. Yeah. So we're all up on the rise, right? Aries, new beginnings. We're here to shine. I mean, because like
Really.
Neptune was in Pisces for so many years, and that's when like all this inner work, inner meditation, and now it's like we're all the spiritual people, we're here to shine.
Yes,
Yes, well said.
exactly.
Well said.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
Yeah.
much.
yeah.
That's right. It's the Aries Pisces cycle, so
Uh-huh.
it's a super special one. So,
Hmm.
um, all right. Well, thank you so much,
Yes.
everyone, for being here, for everything you shared, asked, contributed. We just so appreciate that. And if you're watching this later, thank you for watching and being here. Reach out if you have any questions about this evening star time and what's happening. And we would love to see you and have you join us and continue the conversation. So,
Thank you.
Beautiful. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
thank
Ah.
you. Blessings. Lots of
Thank you
love.
so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Okay. Hey,
you.
Kaylin, I'm gonna reach out to
Bye.
you. What's the
Okay.
best way? Email?
Yeah.
Okay. And my last name is
Thank you.
Lin. So we
So
we
we
got
share that.
yeah,
At
yeah,
least that's,
yeah.
yeah, I
We have
love that.
so many
Yeah, no, that's
synchronicities.
right. Lovely. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Lots of
you.
love.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.